We just had our last Duo Cash Cup before FNCS Grand Finals, and we got to see which teams are heading into Grands on a good performance or an underperformance. But before I get into the Duo Cash Cup recap, Fortnite just announced that the Slurp Cacti will not be respawning after being destroyed from July 26th to July 29th, which is essentially disabling them for only FNCS Grand Finals this weekend. And this is a huge meta change, as these Slurp Cacti are what teams use for Surge. By over peeking and playing aggressive for Surge, then recharging their shield at a Cactus. Now I do love this change, but making a change this big, not even 24 hours before FNCS Grand Finals in some regions, is one of the craziest yet Fortnite-like moves we have ever seen. Some teams' entire game rely on these cacti, and some teams have even formed instant loot paths and rotates for northern drops to try and get to a cactus for mid-game. This change is definitely going to be better for North teams and balance out the map, and also make the viewing experience 100 times better this weekend during the mid-game. But for Fortnite not adding back Nitro Fist this season, because they said they didn't want to change the meta, then they added crash pads to the meta, and now disabling cacti, it kind of goes against what they said earlier this season, and probably should have just added Nitro Fist back then. But moving on, let's get into the Cash Cup recap, and first I want to talk about Vico and Flixie winning another Cash Cup on EU by getting over 470 points, and this is actually Vico and Flixie's third straight Cash Cup win on EU. And they're looking like one of the favorites heading into this weekend on EU for FNCS Grand Finals. And personally, I think there's only 4 teams that could win on EU this season. And it's pretty obvious that 3 or 4 of these teams are going to end up top 5. Vico and Flixie, Malabuka and Murstache, Swizzy and Vanya, and Chapentini are probably all going to get top 5 on EU. I personally just think they're way ahead of the rest of the competition on EU this season. So we're just going to have to see how it ends up playing out in Grands, but I think one of those 4 teams is definitely going to win, and I see all 4 of them doing very, very good. 3 straight Cash Cup wins for Vico and Flixie is pretty insane, and almost Peterbot and Poyo-like from last season, or Acorn and Cold-like from Season 1, where it seems like they're just winning every single Cash Cup. But hopefully Vico and Flixie can translate this Cash Cup success into FNCS Grand Final success this weekend. But now moving on to the NA recap, we have Tayson and Iamzo who took home first place on 346 points. Tayson and Iamzo played well and got their second Cash Cup win of the season, but we're going to have to see how this Slurp Cactus change affects them heading into this weekend, as they are one of the desert teams and play around the cacti. Then in second place, we have Acorn and Cold who get another second place this season. Acorn and Cold were actually looking really good, but in the last 2 games got an 18th place and a 23rd place to drop from first to second and end up not winning the tournament. And I really wish Acorn and Cold were uncontested in FNCS Grand Finals this weekend, as I think it would give them a really good chance of winning the FNCS Grand Finals. But with them being triple con, at least to my knowledge they are triple con, I just don't really think they can win. But moving on to the big placement, we got Mongraal MrSavage in third place on 286 points. Once again, showing that they are just absolutely popping off. And it's crazy because I know I keep saying they've been improving almost every single video, but they literally just keep getting better and better and placing better and better. And it's wild because a couple weeks ago, I was talking about how they couldn't qualify to finals, and now they've qualified to basically 3 straight finals, 2 Cash Cup finals, and then qualifying to FNCS set lobbies. So I don't know what happened to them as of recent, but Mongraal MrSavage are looking very, very good heading into the weekend. Comment down below what place you think Mongraal MrSavage are going to get in Grand Finals this weekend. As of right now, I think they're probably going to get anywhere from 10th to 15th place in Grands, but we're just going to have to see how it plays out. They've been playing really well. Then next in 4th place, we have Kanata and Cooper on 279 points. Now this is the #1 Slurp Cacti trading team. They land the Nitrodrome, and just above the Nitrodrome, there's a building that has 3 cacti right next to each other. And they use this triple cacti building for basically the entire mid game and getting all their surge. So we're going to have to see how a team like this, whose entire game plan is based on a cactus, is going to perform now that they have been changed. But I think Kanata and Cooper should be fine, but this kind of does make me want to change my prediction for them getting second this weekend. But we're just going to leave it how it is. Then rounding out the top 5 on NA, we have Kylie and Vert on 271 points. This is the 3rd, 5th place in Cash Cups for Kylie and Vert, and I think this is a good performance for them heading into FNCS Grand Finals, especially since this is a team that really disappeared after the first 2 Cash Cups. I think a Cash Cup placement this good right before Grands gives them some much needed confidence and showing themselves that they can do good this weekend. And now I want to take a look at a couple of the notable teams on NA. We have Bam and Booga and Rapid in 6th, Aviv and Booga in 7th, Muzz and Epic Will in 8th, and Clix and Vino in 9th. The Batman Booga and Rapid in 6th place isn't really what I want to talk about here, but they are one of the best duos right now, so I want to highlight them getting 6th. But we have Aviv and Booga getting yet again another like top 10, but not really a top 5, getting 7th place. But they could be a really big beneficiary to this cacti nerf, so we're gonna have to see how they do in Grands this weekend, with Surge maybe being a bit better since they are a North team. Then we have the new duo of Muzz and Epic Whale in their first Cash Cup getting 8th place. And this is a good placement for them as FNCS semifinals and the Cash Cup last week didn't really go well for them. So I think this 8th place is going to give them a little bit of a confidence boost, just like Kylie and Vert. And I really love Muzz, so I hope he does well this weekend. Then in 9th place, we have Clix and Vino. And this 9th place doesn't really tell the full story. Clix and Vino were actually in 40th place at one time in this tournament. But in the last 2 games, they got a 3rd place with 5 elims and a 1st place with 8 elims, to come back all the way from around 40th place to around 9th place. Overall, it wasn't a great Cash Cup for Clix and Vino, but some people were saying they were just trying strats out for Grands, so we're gonna have to see if they were just trying strats out for Grands or not. But I think Clix and Vino, as of recent, just really haven't looked the same as they looked in FNCS qualifiers, and I think that's partially due to the fact that crash pads were added and adds a lot of uncertainty to the game, and also makes height a little bit harder to take and maintain. But anyways, I want you guys to comment down your opinions or thoughts on this Cash Cup. Let me know which teams you think are going to pop off in Grands this weekend, and also let me know your thoughts on the cacti nerf and how you think that will impact some teams. FNCS Grand Finals this weekend should be really good and be filled with a lot of fun, especially on the NA region, as we have so many good teams that are going to be battling to qual to the LAN. But as always, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to always be caught up to date on Fortnite competitive, like this cacti nerf that I'm the first to report about. And also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like as well, as it would help the video get pushed out to more people. Thank you guys for watching this video about me talking about the huge meta change heading into FNCS Grand Finals, and also going over the last duo Cash Cup before Grand Finals as well. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you next time.